Okay, let's go.
Hello guys and welcome. Today I wanna talk about supporting in this video. Supporting is arguably the hardest role to play well because you have to know you need to have so much game knowledge. You need to know what your role is. You need to know what items to build to buy. You need to know how to counter build, right? You always have to adapt based on your and enemy team composition, right? If you play the carry, you just do your job. You buy meta items, you buy items that go well to your god, how your god plays, right? But supporting is a bit different, right? For example, if you play against 3 physical composition, we usually gonna go virginity rush, right? If you have a lot of gods that rely on basic attacks and animation cancelling, and if you have a lot of objectives to clear, right, then you can go Shogun Kozari, right? There are so many good options we have currently in the game. So in this video I wanna show you how I play support. You know, I have been playing SMITE for more than 10 years and there are some really, you know, good tips I can give you guys to play better, right? Now, using voice commands is very important to motivate your team. There used to be an old saying that a Conquest, like a DOTA game, is won in the first round, is won actually in the first wave. There is a strategy called first wave rush, right? And when it comes to game modes like Conquest and Dota, which are designed around snowballing and objectives, it is very important how you start playing the game from the first minute the game begins. As a support, you always wanna hit minions with your ability, which actually procs your starter item and you get a lot of sustain back, right? There are 2 most common support starters in SMITE. We have War Flag and we have Watcher's Gift. Now War Flag gives you a bit more attack speed and movement speed, but a bit less sustain. Meanwhile, Sentinel's Gift gives you more sustain, which is really important in early game, so you can tank minions, right? You don't need to win every lane. Even if they push you under the tower, this is actually good, so your team can actually rotate and gank, right? You have to have patience, right? Conquest is game designed around snowballing. Objectives and PvE are very important because in a game, in games like Dota and Conquest, snowballing is everything. Level and numbers are everything, right? So people don't realize how much big of a difference can 1 or 2 levels make in such teams. People don't realize how important it is to buy the correct items, right? 90% of games I have, I don't really have a good support. And it's not just how they play, it's also about how they build, right? If they have mostly physical damage, you have to go Virginity as a first item, which gives you flat protections, which is really good in early to mid game against junglers and enemy compositions, physical compositions that usually go flat pin items rush. You know, it's very good. You have Shogun Kozari, which allows you to clear objectives faster. You have items like Spectral Armor that are really good against Hunters and crit meta, right? You need to buy cooldown as a support, you need to buy correct relic, blink, wards, right? It's not that easy, you have to do it correctly. And only way how you can actually know all this is by experience, right? I have been playing SMITE for more than 10 years, it's probably my favorite game ever, even though I feel like it's one of the most misguided and managed game out there, because this is what happens when you have these big capitalism guys running esports and fucking... Then you have no real rankings, no real tournaments, right? In SMITE, the only way how you can actually become a competitive player is by playing Conquest, because other game modes like Arena, which are actually even more popular, we don't have basic rank functionalities, we don't have any leaderboards, rewards, nothing, no tournaments, nothing, right? So you're forced to play Conquest, and Conquest is designed around snowballing. Conquest, like Dota, always had design flaws, because Dota in itself was never made for esports. It was made for fun. It was made, you know what was the hardest thing about original Dota in Warcraft 3? Dota All-Stars, Defense of the Ancients? It was the recipes, it was the items. Nobody knew how to build all the items because the recipes were so convoluted. And then you had the extreme snowballing, right? So Dota was always made for, for fun, for custom maps, for, there are guys who know all the recipes and you don't, and you have no chance, right? And people forget that Dota, aka Conquest, was just one of thousands of community-made maps. And anybody that understands Dota, Conquest, supporting MOBA games, know that Dota was just one of thousands upon thousands of community-made maps. And MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena, was never about Dota. It was never about Conquest. Conquest aka Dota, aka Defense of the Oceans, was just one of thousands upon thousands of community-made maps. And true origin of Dota, aka Conquest, is countless of community-made maps, right? It's not Dota, but it's thousands of these maps. And we have seen a lot of over the years, like a lot of these big studios, Valve, League of Legends, Dota 2, they don't care about innovation, right? They don't even understand their own game, the origins of their own game, but they don't need to innovate because they get countless of money from Steam, right? So it doesn't matter how outdated their games are, so hello guys and welcome. Today I want to talk about Wukong, the Chinese new... Have you guys heard? There has been a new game released called something Wukong something, and it's so popular it got over a million and million worldwide users, and most of those are Chinese, right? If you go to Elden Ring groups, so you can see a lot of talk about this new game, how it bypassed the Elden Ring when it comes to single player games. And I'm actually not surprised. The game was made by Tencent, one of the biggest companies in the world. And if we see the product that Tencent made, they're very innovative. Yes, I know they're one of the biggest companies in the world, but they were also very innovative. If you check Dungeonborn, if you check the King's Avatar animation, the King's Avatar animation is one of the first Chinese gaming animation out there, and it's probably one of the best animation out there, especially if you love gaming, right? And then we have Dungeonborn, right? Let's check the facts. Let's compare Tencent games with other games. Let's compare Dungeonborn with Elden Ring. Dungeonborn has auto search party function. You can always search for other people to play the game with. It has voice chat, right? Now tell me what Elden Ring does. Elden Ring basically has zero replayability, zero social elements. Even Final Fantasy, they call it a social game, yet the game doesn't have basic social features like chat bubbles or voice chat, right? People always say Tencent is bad. No, they're innovative. That's the thing about Tencent. They're being innovative, and a lot of new products show that. Dungeonborn, the King's Avatar animation, they're one of the best when it comes to animations and gaming. That's why they are popular. Even though I kinda disagree they removed the King's Avatar animation episodes from YouTube, because they could easily just upload them to YouTube and get ad money from YouTube, right? Why did they remove them from YouTube? I don't understand, but hey. Then Elden Ring guys always, let's check the facts. The fact is a lot of these gaming studios are totally outdated. Right? We have Elden Ring, Monster Hunter, Final Fantasy, one of the biggest franchises in the world. But they don't know what to do them because they don't know how to make complete games. Because their games like social elements, multiplayer elements, gameplay elements, there's so much missing elements, so much... Like you can just watch the King's Avatar animation. If you are any gaming studio, if you love MOBAs, if you love MMORPGs, right? If you are any gaming studio, I highly suggest watching the King's Avatar animation. Because you can really learn how to make a complete game, what players actually want, right? And the King's Avatar animation is a great example of that. It's probably one of the best gaming animation out there, right? And but I still disagree. Like, I don't believe how can a single player games be so popular. Don't we play games just for multiplayer aspects so we can play and compete against others? That's the fun thing about... That's literally the only thing why I love games like Rainbow Six Siege, why I love New World, because they had voice chat. The game really feels like the community driven. Now the New World has lost over 2 million players because they didn't manage to give the game any replayability, right? We have been waiting for new PvP content, for new maps, for Outpost Rush in New World for I think 4 years now, 3-4 years now. And the Elden Ring has the same problem. The game has no real replayability through multiplayer content. So are we surprised that Elden Ring is not getting popular? I'm not. Because all these gaming studios, they think they can just use AI to copy assets. They think they can just use promotional accounts all over social media to manipulate. People have no idea how easy to manipulate social media today. You can manipulate thousands of people with AI and bots. Social media like Facebook, YouTube, Reddit are literally 50 to 70% bots, aka promotional accounts, aka verified tech abusers and so on. You know. So it's not that surprising, right? And the game has no social elements, the game has no multiplayer open world elements. There was a game called Chimera Land. Chimera Land is one of those games that actually deserves our support. Not these big capitalism gaming society companies, right, that barely know how to make complete game or actually know what the community wants. No, but games like Chimera Land. They had auto search party, they had open worlds, they had taming monsters. You could group up with any people, open world elements, crafting, build your own house. You could even go to space, you could even go to the sea and find all these cool monsters. But because of AI, because of capitalism, the Chimera Land got shut down, right? So I'm so disappointed, really, because that game was actually something special, you know, what I really loved. It really is.
Someone put a hole in my sack. Who's eager to die today? Your shall be your soul. Not so fast.
Group up!
Take this jungle buff. Help! Help! Attack middle lane. Attack middle lane. Attack middle lane. Attack middle lane.
Došao se, no?
Your left tower is under attack.
Feel the breeze.
Be right back. Enemy missing left.
An enemy has been slain.
Attack. Be right back. Your right tower is under attack. Retreat, middle lane.
Weakness will not be tolerated.
Daddy's got my back.
2 heretics eliminated. Vorinclex himself would acknowledge your...
Retreat, rećeš retreat pa kad noben ne retreata, what the fuck, no?
Your structure is under attack.
Fucking...
The dream is collapsing.
I once thought my journey would end with...
Your left tower is under attack. Defend. You're the chosen one. Not so bad. Be right back. I'll defend left lane. Is that for me? Group up.
Enemy missing!
On my way. You're on my way. Defend middle lane. Look for the ones who are wandering alone. Attack middle lane.
Individuals are
Come on,
irrelevant.
Maurice, no. Aloha играю
is what
safe.
matters.
Anchor. Just play safe. Why it's so hard to play safe?
Individuals are irrelevant. Phyrexia is what matters.
None of your team respects you. You know that, right?
Help! Help!
May Sheoldred deem you worthy. You will get another shot.
Wait.
An ally has been slain.
Okay.
Your structure is under. Your right tower is under attack.
No problem.
Attack middle lane. Attack middle lane.
I always do the heavy lifting. Too bad, buddy.
Not so fast.
Enemies behind us.
An ally has been slain.
Nice work. Cancel that.
Okay. No problem. Your left tower is under attack. Enemy missing left. I could use new boots. I've been treading through trash all
has been slain.
You are scary.
Coming.